Hello and welcome to Nationwide. I am Ifoma Ojinta. There is a renewed drive to accelerate delivery of reforms that will improve electricity supply nationwide as Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu unveils quick wins for the sector this year. Joshua Ojito takes a look at priority areas and how they will turn around the sector.
2024, a new year with hopes for improved electricity supply as the Power Minister unveils turnaround agenda for the sector. From the boardroom to the power substations, the Power Minister says the objective is to achieve sufficient electricity supply nationwide. To ensure customers pay only for electricity consumed, a review of cost-reflective tariff is underway as federal government says subsidy for the vulnerable customers will be sustained. Closing the metering gap will be given attention to address liquidity crisis in the sector as well as ensure every customer is metered. To strengthen transmission infrastructure, federal government is accelerating implementation of Presidential Power Initiative to speed up completion of Siemens project.
The equipment are beginning to arrive. At the same time that work is going on in transmission, work is also going on in the distribution. So those weaknesses, the deficiencies, will now be reaped or harvested same time.
Not just increasing the reforms in the regulatory aspect, the federal government is also taking measures to do some in-house cleansing. To this end, the Transmission Company of Nigeria is to be unbundled, while regional grids will be established for effective management of the grid.
The Electricity Act 2023 now allows, in line with the 1999 Constitution as amended, that states may establish the legal, regulatory and commercial frameworks for their domestic electricity markets.
Ensuring every power plant generates at full installed capacity is what federal government targets with investment in off-grid and renewable energy. On energy theft and vandalization of power infrastructure, a joint support team will be constituted in collaboration with the Office of the National Security Advisor to address the menace. While electricity customers await implementation of turnaround agenda for the power sector, they can only hope it will translate to sufficient power supply. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
It is customary that every year the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA prepares ahead of emerging disasters with different approaches due to the dynamics of events. Year 2023 may have come with different scenarios of disasters, especially floods. The new approach of disaster risk reduction mechanism adopted by the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA to mitigate the volume of devastation and casualties accompanied the yearly occurrence of disasters yielded positive results. Correspondent Ilyasu Yakubu examines these approaches in the year under review.
Disaster management in all its ramifications requires high-level collaboration for effective mitigation. Nigeria has over the years been battling with the management of disasters year in, year on. These disasters range from flooding, building collapse, fire, road and air accidents, insurgency, and communal conflicts, among other forms of disasters. The most prominent among these disasters that is being predicted every year has been flooding, ravaging the entire country. The 2023 seasonal climate predictions released by NIMET and flood outlook by NISA indicates that 178 local government areas in 32 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, fall within the high risk of flooding, and 224 local government areas in 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory are within the moderate flood risk areas, while 372 local government areas are within the low risk areas of flooding. In view of this dangerous scenario, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and other intervening agencies have been engaging to concretize measures aimed at bringing lasting solutions to the perennial flooding in the country. The DG NEMA did not stop at that as he engaged the Governors Forum to harmonize all efforts to effectively tackle the dangerous tendencies the 2023 flooding is likely to pose.
We have strived hard to take disaster risk reduction to the grassroots through constant advocacy for state governments to set up functional SEMA and LEMCs with adequate funding and trained manpower to save lives and safeguard livelihoods in times of disaster.
Another contributory factor that is the flood devastation was the gradual release of excess water from Lagdo Dam and other neighboring dams, which has not been the case in the past. Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed, is confident that with the adoption and mainstreaming of the new disaster approach, the yearly rituals of flood devastation will be a thing of the past.
Coordination is a vital component of disaster management, which needs to be given adequate attention.
Although the year 2023 flood devastation affected some states with some number of casualties, observers commended the intervening agencies in 2023. Apart from the sensitization programs, provision of relief materials to victims of disaster was a priority of NEMA as it went through the states of the Federation, including the FCT, to distribute relief materials to victims of floods and vulnerable Nigerians. The year 2023 also witnessed building collapse across the country, especially in Lagos and Abuja, and NEMA officials were on ground all through to provide rescue assistance in collaboration with other emergency respondents. In Abuja, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, in a cross-review of the year 2023, the FCT Emergency Management Agency saved 1,845 lives through 24 calls via its 112 emergency toll-free number. 19 lives were, however, lost to disaster and emergency situations across the nation's capital in the year under review. In this report, correspondent Onotu Yakubu brings us highlights of the sector in the year 2023.
From Life Camp to Kubwa through Wuse, building collapse in parts of the city constituted threats and gave cause for worry for residents. A breakdown of search and rescue operations indicated 1,373 lives rescued from flood disaster, 4 lives lost to building collapse, 173 saved from 5 calls, and 6 lives lost. Major fire outbreaks made the records with 247 lives saved and 2 lost. Flood-induced casualties used to be a case too many in the FCT a couple of years ago. Today, proactive mitigative measures change the narrative.
Trademore has been declared a disaster zone. Why? Because we had 116 houses marked for demolition because they are all built on waterways. But these houses, we were not given the opportunity to remove these structures because they took the FCT administration to court.
Although, with resignation of the organization's pioneer director general and in the face of the prevailing circumstances, emergency management model in the FCT, according to observers, reference an emerging city constantly striving to enhance safety and service delivery.
One of our major responsibilities is disseminating early warning signs to the public and sensitization activities.
However, the FCT is saying that public safety is a fundamental right in democratic societies as a role of government has continually fueled agencies and other local actors in proactive steps to identify hazards and impede on the prevailing situation. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Adequate water supply is crucial to the sustenance of socio-economic growth, poverty alleviation, and food security. And in most rural areas in Nigeria, it is observed that water supply is not commensurate with demand, leading to inadequacy. But in Cross River State, the story is different, as the Cross River State Water Board is resuscitating public water supply to residents of Calabar. The report.
In Cross River State, water stress is emerging, the most critical resource issue facing households. The attendant effect of the situation is obvious, as the people are exposed to a lot of difficulty in life. However, the situation is gradually changing for good, as the Cross River State Water Board Limited swung into action.
Indeed, I'm really very grateful, because for a while now, for years now, we've not had water. But with the new government in town, we are lucky to have water.
Despite recording this feat, only a few areas in the metropolis of Calabar now have access to potable water.
The cost of producing water in a day is high, very, very high. You know, electricity, the major challenge is the power. So we need investors.
Respondents say access to safe potable water by households is crucial for health and developmental issues at the national, regional and local level. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has expressed commitment to work closely with the Jigawa state government in the execution of the Greater Dutse Water Supply Project that defied attempts by the previous administrations in the state. This was when the Minister of Water Resources, represented by Deputy Director Rural Water Supply, Habu Hassan, paid a working visit to the government house in Dutse. Mohammed Musa Askira reports.
The minister, who noted that the project, which was initiated by the Saminu Traki's administration in 1999, has been captured in the 2024 budget, said the Tinubu's administration will not relent until the project is completed. Since the coming of Umar Namadi's administration 7 months ago, the minister announced the governor has been up and doing to ensure that the Dutse mega water project is kick-started. Governor Umar Namadi, who thanked the minister for his efforts towards the realization of the project, stated that the execution of the project is in fulfillment of the President Tinubu's promise to the late Emir of Dutse.
Greater Dutse Water Supply Project is in the line item of Federal Ministry of Water Resources budget. And we are aware what His Excellency has been doing to make sure that more funds have been added to what we provided from the ministry.
Jigawa State government is seriously committed to the project, and also the President has given me his commitment to the project. And I want to assure you that we'll never relent until we have realized this mission.
Greater Dutse Water Supply Project, experts believe, when completed, will eradicate the challenges of water supply in Dutse and environs. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
In its renewed commitment towards ensuring road crashes are avoided on the nation's roads during the festive period and beyond, the Federal Road Safety Corps Kaduna State Command has recorded 49.9% reduction in road traffic crashes compared to the previous years. Sector Commander, FRSC Kaduna State Command Kabir Yusuf Nadabo disclosed this in an exclusive interview with NTA News in Kaduna. Adamu Sunday reports.
The end of the year is usually characterized with high vehicular movements, with people traveling from one part of the country to the other to celebrate the Yuletide with loved ones. This mass movement often leads to dangerous overtaking, overloading, and overspeeding by motorists, which sometimes result in road crashes with victims sustaining various degrees of injuries and even loss of lives and property. To ensure safety of travelers during the festive period, the FRSC Kaduna State Command took proactive measures by deploying its personnel to strategic areas in the state. Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps Kaduna State, Kabir Yusuf Nadabo, attributed the successes recorded during the festive period to the resilience and determination of its personnel through rigorous patrols on highways within its area of jurisdiction.
If you look at the figure statistically, you find that This year crash, there was a decrease of about 49.9% compared to 5 years back.
Security personnel on their own played a critical role in ensuring crime-free celebration during the Yuletide across the 23 local government areas of the state. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
Joining me from Kaduna is still Adamu Sunday for more insights on the role expected from the Federal Road Safety Corps and other stakeholders in ensuring road crashes are reduced to the barest minimum before, during and after festive period. Hello Adamu, it's over to you now.
Kaduna, like we all know, is a cosmopolitan state that also serves as a gateway to many states in the country. For instance, the Kaduna-Zaria Expressway is one of the busiest highways that connects most northern parts in the country, with mostly articulated vehicles carrying consignment. Now, this year, during the festive season, the road, there was less cases of accident compared to the previous years. And like you heard in the background report, the sector commander stated categorically clear that this year they recorded 49.9% decrease in road traffic crashes compared to the previous years. This can be attributed to the resilience of its personnel in ensuring that the residents of Kaduna enjoy a traffic-free festive season. And like I said earlier on, you discover that unlike before, during the festive period, there wasn't much cases of accident because the personnel were up and doing. There were stations in strategic areas where they feel could pose as a threat. For instance, the Command Junction road that is under construction. During the festive season, there were enough personnel from Command Junction to Abuja Junction, and to a large extent, there wasn't any case of traffic because the FRSC station its personnel there, and this helped a lot in ensuring that there was smooth traffic during the festive period.
Okay, Adamu, what will the FRSC Kaduna State Command be doing differently to ensure that the roads are safer even after the festive period?
Okay, the FRSC are into serious campaign in ensuring that the motorists, road users abide by its rules and regulations. Now you discover that there was serious public campaign, like I said, and again the other stakeholders also join force with the FRSC to ensure that no stone is left unturned, and the media is also not left out in ensuring that the needful is done. And to a large extent, this contributed in ensuring that there was a free flow of traffic during the Yuletide.
Thank you very much, Adamu, for that update. Governor Hope Uzodinma has called on Christians to be ceaseless in their prayers for President Bola Tinubu in order to enable him to fix back the nation's economy for the betterment of all and sundry. He made the call in Owerri while flagging off the distribution of Christmas rice gifts personally donated by the President to the 5 Southeast State chapters of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN. Kingsley Ononiwu has the details.
The distribution of numerous bags of rice to the leadership of Imo State, Ebonyi State, Anambra State, Enugu State, and Abia State chapters of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Governor Hope Uzodinma urged Christians in the Southeast geopolitical zone to reciprocate President Bola Tinubu's kind gesture by continuously praying for the success of his administration, as he is the right person to face the problems of the country.
The trunks of rice you are going to go home with are not from state government. They are not from federal government. They are from Bola Ahmed Tinubu told me, hope, since it's Christmas, I will send rice to the southeast. And I'm going to send rice from my people. All we owe the president is to pray for him. I have had a series of discussions. When you see a president who understands what to do, you will know.
Responding on behalf of other state chairmen of Christian Association of Nigeria in the Southeast, the Imo State Camp Chairman, Reverend Divine H.S., appreciated President Tinubu for identifying with the Christians in their festive season. He also described the president as a courageous leader who has the interests of his fellow citizens at heart.
This gesture is pointing to us that he means well for our nation.
According to Imo State Camp Chairman, the Christmas rice gift was the first time in the history of the country that a sitting president of Nigeria could personally donate such gifts to the adherents of Christian religion during their festive season. In Owerri, Kingsley Onaniwu, NTA News.
It's now time to go over to our Lagos Network Center for more reports on Nationwide with Michael as our guide. Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you, Ifoma. The Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, has urged political office holders in the country to use their positions to improve the well-being of the citizenry by contributing their quota judiciously. The Chief of Staff was speaking at the inauguration of series of projects in Lagos State. S.A. Wamaka reports.
It was more like a homecoming for the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, who before now represented Surulere 1 Federal Constituency at the 10th House of Representatives, inaugurating 4 projects in different locations across Lagos, alongside the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, and the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who led the initiative of the federal government, stated that the inauguration of the project is a testament of the government's goodwill to the people.
When we say that for us in Lagos is about the collaborative effort that the executive, the legislative at any strata, that will continue to collaborate and ensure that we're the same coin, we could be different side of the coin.
The Chief of Staff reiterated his commitment to working for the interest of Lagosians.
I want to assure all of you here today that in every role and in every assignment, I will continue to serve with a gratitude to God and to all the citizens who have vested their faith in me, in my party, the All Progressive Congress, and in our President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR.
Some of the projects inaugurated by the Chief of Staff include a conference center at the Lagos State University Ojo, newly rehabilitated Babs Animashaun Road, Surulere, Samson Ibarra Community Development Center, as well as a newly constructed General Hospital in Surulere. One of the legacy projects inaugurated by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, is the newly constructed General Hospital named after him, and it is aimed at providing quality health care to Lagos residents. In Lagos, S.A. Owamaka, NTA News.
2023 was an eventful year. It was a combination of the good and challenging days, from the cash crunch, elections, court cases and election results to the Student Loan Act, among many others. Each sector has stories to tell. In this report, Hingino John Adams takes a look at major activities in the year and how they shape the country.
At the start of the year 2023, Nigerians were full of high expectations that it will birth great opportunities, especially being an election year. With days turning to months, events began to unfold. The nation witnessed a period of cash crunch as a fallout from the Naira redesign policy. This did not sit well with many, as they had to go through hardships to initiate transactions. Nigerians breathed a sigh of relief when the Supreme Court ruled that the old and new Naira notes will coexist as legal tender till further notice. A new administration came into power in May with a renewed hope agenda. The president, during his inaugural speech, announced the removal of fuel subsidy and palliatives to cushion the effects. This came as a shock to many Nigerians, but analysts say was a vital step towards economic recovery.
Our largest expense in terms of recurrent expenditure is subsidy payments, and what suffers are basic infrastructure, primary health care, education. I see those as avenues where these funds can actually be properly deployed to.
As expected, appointment of cabinet members were made, as well as creation of new ministries like marine and blue economy, tourism, gas resources, among others. President Bola Tinubu, shortly after assumption of office, signed the student loan bill into law.
The time limit we have to raise our school fees most time, it's limited. So going for a student loan is actually, I welcome that idea.
Another major event in the year 2023 was 2024 budget proposal presentation of 27.5 trillion naira to the National Assembly by President Tinubu, which was his first budget proposal since assumption of office.
Things should be better, especially these petrol prices.
When the fuel price is being reduced, at least to relieve people little.
As the year progresses, these respondents say they believe in a better Nigeria. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Sokoto shortly after this break. Please stay.
And welcome to Sokoto on Nationwide. Community Relations Initiative of Nigerian Television Authority is growing from strength to strength as NTA Sokoto Network Center organizes maiden dinner and awards night in honor of the government and people of the state for their hospitality and contributions to the state. The occasion featured presentation of awards of excellence to some veterans in the media industry.
That was the mood at the maiden dinner and awards night organized by NTA Sokoto Network Center to recognize some personalities for their various contributions to humanity and NTA in particular. Governor Ahmad Ali Sokoto, represented by his deputy Idris Gobir, was honored with the Best 100 Days Achievement Award project. The deputy governor lauded management and staff of the center for identifying with the efforts of the state administration in providing more dividends of democracy to the people, describing the award as not belonging to the governor alone, but the entire people of Sokoto State.
We will make sure we put our best to assist Nigerian Television Authority NTA Sokoto.
The former Director General, National Broadcasting Commission and APC stalwart, Dr. Nasir Bako, former Executive Director Programs Malam Bello Sile, and former Zonal Director Sokoto Network Center Bello Abubakar were among the awardees in the Veterans category for the roles they played in shaping the media industry in Nigeria.
I feel a great honor, and I'm very grateful to Almighty Allah, but most importantly, the foundation of all those that trained me, starting from Alhaji Adamogi, Kere Ahmed, Peter Igo, and a host of all those that influenced my growth and my development.
We sincerely appreciate them because if somebody has done well, there's need for you to appreciate him one with the other.
Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Most Reverend Matthew Hassan Kuka, was among the prominent personalities honored for his contribution towards ensuring peaceful coexistence among people in the state. Clients of the center and stations, as well as some deserving past and serving staff from the Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara NTA stations, were rewarded for their meritorious service to the organization. In Sokoto,
despite being one of the major sources of income and revenue earner for the country decades ago, the local tanning industry in Sokoto is fast becoming shadow of its former self due to lack of patronage and modern tanning facilities to compete favorably with foreign-made products. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa takes a look at the prospects and challenges of the tanneries that were once upon a time preoccupation of many families in Sokoto State.
Sokoto State is blessed with large population of livestock that influenced establishment of local tanneries and leather works industry, popularly known as Jima. The tanneries, however, provide employment opportunities to thousands of people, especially youth, who are contributing to the growth of the economy of the state. Despite easy access to raw materials sourced at its doorsteps, the development of the industry is hindered by lack of capital, ancient methods of tanning that is time-consuming, and lack of patronage occasioned by preference for foreign-made goods. Artisans like Farouk Abbatarai and Samba Bello describe tanning as a lucrative venture.
Adadin jima da muke yi yanzu ta ragu kwarai saboda kamfanonin da ke jima ta injin kaga sun ja mana kasuwa. Gwamnati taimaka mana ta hanyar samun mana hanyoyi da za mu iya sayar da kayayyakin mu.
For decades, the industry in Sokoto was famous in the use of high-grade animals' hides and skins and the production of quality leather processed to produce fine locally made products such as carpets, bags, belts, wallets, caps, regalia for horses, and other leather goods.
We need to create the value change that will ensure that our people get the best value for this, because they have the expertise. All they require is the modern training and modern techniques, and also they require the modern equipment to do that.
On its part, the federal government is making efforts to modernize the light leather manufacturing center in Sokoto under the Nigerian Institute of Leather and Science Technology. And so far, the state-of-the-art equipment had been procured and installation is underway to ensure it begins operations and add value to the nation's economy. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and all other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. It's now back to Abuja for the continuation of the news.
Many thanks, Aspao. Now, 2023 for the Federal Ministry of Environment was more of solution searching to the ever-escalating environmental problems posed by climate change. While the ministry garnered remarkable partnerships along the way in its quest to confront these ravaging challenges, COP28 proved a decisive moment, crowning the ministry's many activities that defined 2023. Charles Alpha brings us some of these key moments.
The first major activity for the Federal Ministry of Environment for the year under review began with assessment of the Nigerian carbon pricing initiative, the most effective way of reducing greenhouse gas emission and support implementation of the Nigeria's nationally determined contributions.
The carbon we are talking about is derived from all the emissions, the gases that are referred to as greenhouse gases.
With the year 2023 regarded as one of the warmest years on planet, and with temperature and heat waves rising around the world, the ministry joined civil society organizations and climate justice advocates to launch the Climate Watch to remind the world that urgent action was needed as time was gradually running out and Earth getting to a tipping point if nothing was done. The appointment and swearing in of Ministers of Environment shortly after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria provided more impetus in the fight against climate change. With their appointments came both local and foreign partnership, indicating interest to join hands to slow down impacts of the escalating weather events. First was the United Nations Delegation on Drugs Control, Oxfam Africa, and the African Climate Forum. Others were the delegation from the governments of the Netherlands, Denmark, members of the EU and UNESCO, all pledging support through the ministry to offer technical support to Nigeria on building climate resilience, adaptation and mitigation.
We are trying to build that cooperation across the nation, in fact across international boundaries, because like we are cooperating with other countries, West African countries and even other African countries. So we need to do more.
The year also saw the federal government of Nigeria and the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, and formal engagement with the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project under the Ministry of Environment, with the completion of the organization's 5-year technical assistance project.
So one of the biggest issues that we're confronting is trying to recover polluted lands in Ogonland, Niger Delta, and other areas. So that's one area that we are putting all our efforts.
The year under review also provided opportunities for the ministry to mark major global events with countries around the world, from the marking of Ozone Layer Day to World Toilet Day and Tree Planting Day, with bamboo trees as focus. As the year gradually wind down, preparations for the 78th United Nations General Assembly took center stage with Nigeria global event, COP28 gathering momentum. This led to the setting up of a committee to champion Nigeria's attendance and active participation. Then came the D-Day, COP28 in Dubai, with Nigeria making its voice heard on burning issues and hosting over 50 side events at the Nigerian pavilion and signing of MOUs to facilitate Nigeria's net zero and renewable energy capacity efforts.
Nigeria participated, and Nigeria were able to showcase our efforts in mobilizing Africa and in mobilizing ECOWAS to ensure that we key into that ambition.
For the ministry, 2023 was quite eventful and impactful. And given the results and collaboration, it is hoped that 2024 will even avail better opportunities and innovation in the Federal Ministry of Environment's bid to tackle Nigeria's climate woes. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, is calling on well-meaning Nigerians to rally behind and support ailing Nollywood actor Zach Orji, who underwent brain surgery on January 1st, 2024 in Abuja. Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi reports that Musawa visited the actor in a private hospital in Wuse, where she sympathized with the veteran actor's family, describing him as a national asset.
Mr. Zach Orji has been in the industry for decades. This is a man that has given his time, his effort, not only to make us laugh, but to entertain Nigerians. And he's one of the individuals that was the very foundation of the Nollywood or the film industry in Nigeria. So, unfortunately, there was a situation where he had a health challenge, and I understand yesterday he had neurosurgery. The least that we can do as an administration is to give him all the support, the necessary support in terms of prayers and in terms of other necessary supports that is required to ensure that not only do we save his life, but to ensure that he has the best quality of life. So it was important for me, not only as a Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, but as a Nigerian, to come and give Mr. Zach Orji and Mrs. Ngozi Orji all the support that is necessary. And, this also will propel the need for administration to also look at the welfare of our artists. I want Nigerians to pray for him and do what we can to give the family and to give Mr. Zach Orji the necessary support.
The Nollywood star's wife, Ngozi Orji, thanked the minister for her benevolence and for creating time to visit her husband. It's now time to join Obey in our Benin Network Center for more on Nationwide. Hello, Obey.
Hello and welcome to Benin. Edo State government is to collaborate with the police to checkmate court-related killings in the state. This was the outcome of a meeting between the special advisor to the governor on youth affairs and the new commissioner of police, Edo State Command, Funsho Adegboye. Good luck, Enaini has the report.
The recent incidents of court-related killings that took a new dimension during the Yuletide has left citizens in fear and apprehension. The situation requires immediate solution, which is why the bilateral discussion is holding behind closed doors. After the meeting, they made their position on the matter known to newsmen.
We shall not fold our arms to watch this unabated. Luckily, I have the backing of the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Kayode Egbetokun, and that of the Executive Governor, of this state. Anybody involved in acts of violence in the name of courtesan of any other name will be apprehended and will be diligently, I want to repeat, diligently prosecuted.
And we're going to be coming out with some level of programs and policies that will help nip this courtesan at the bud.
With these assurances of full support of state government and collaboration with the youths and other members of the public in providing credible information, the war against cultism shall be addressed. In Benin, good luck in Aini. NTA News.
In the meantime, Governor Godwin Obaseki says his administration will complete all ongoing projects before the expiration of his tenure this year. This was among the assurances he gave citizens of the state when he featured on a media chat on NTA and 2 other media stations in Edo State. Good luck in Aini again reports.
The governor, who describes 7 years of his administration as challenging, says significant achievements have been recorded in health, education, rural-urban development, infrastructure, and civil service reforms.
The drop-off ratio between when a child finishes primary 6 and SS1 is 50%. So if you have a class of 100 children who did primary 1 to 6, by the time you are looking for them in SS1, half of them are gone. That's what we see on the streets.
He says investors have seen Edo as a destination for business and are taking advantage of the opportunities provided, hence improving the revenue base of the state. When asked if he has an anointed aspirant for the governorship race, the governor has this to say.
The politicians are in politics for the people. So any politics that just focuses on just sharing amongst the people who are in there in office is not even. So I believe that my legacy will be that, you know what, more, the politics will begin to play going forward. There's politics involving fair distribution.
The governor was also at the secretariat of the NUJ in Benin City for a dinner party with members of the union, who the governor described as partner in the wheel of progress. In Benin, good luck in Aini. NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Abuja right after this break.
You're welcome back. The Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia has advocated strategic unity and inter-border partnership between the states of Plateau, Nasarawa, Niger and Benue to end incessant attacks on farming communities in these states. The governor made the call in Jos, the Plateau State's capital, to sympathize with the governor and entire people of the state over the recent unprovoked attacks on Bokos and Barkin-Ladi, where no fewer than 200 persons were reportedly killed on the eve of Christmas by armed bandits. In a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the governor, Teso Kula, Governor Alia announced a donation of 100 million naira from the 4 governors to the families and the affected communities. The statement further adds that Chairman of the North Central Governors Forum, Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, insisted that those who attack and kill innocent people are terrorists and must be treated as such. Responding, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mofweng appreciated his colleagues for commiserating with him, describing the killing as unfortunate. And for the trending news in the world of sports, let's now join Austin Edemodu from our sports desk.
Countdown to AFCON 2024 in Cote d'Ivoire, Royal Antwerp star Al-Hassan Yusuf has been called up to the Super Eagles camp in Abu Dhabi following the recent injury setback to midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. It could be recalled that his Leicester City teammate Kelechi Iheanacho had already withdrawn from the AFCON squad due to injury. Grassroots football has been identified as the best platform to discover new talents from the many young Nigerians aspiring to become professional footballers in future, as Kafa football tournament continue to give youths in total community of Nasarawa State the opportunity to showcase their football talents in promoting peaceful cohesion amongst its people. Meanwhile, Nigeria has been announced as the host country for para-volley African qualifiers for 2024 Olympics in Paris. 11 teams have indicated interest to participate in the qualifiers that is scheduled to take place at the National Stadium Surulere in Lagos. According to Para-Volley Africa, the draw will take place on the 6th of January 2024.
Carolina Pliskova just loves playing in Brisbane.
In tennis, Naomi Osaka lost her second match of her comeback at Brisbane International to Carolina Pliskova, another former world number one. Pliskova, 3-time champion, prevailed on Osaka 3-6, 7-6, 6-4 in the Pats Rafter Arena. On a sad note, FIFA Under-17 World Cup winning coach in China 1985, Sebastian Broderick, has passed on at the age of 86. The former Electricity Corporation of Nigeria and Bendel Insurance midfielder was a member of the National Challenge Cup winners with ECN and also a member of the 1968 Olympics team. Late Broderick also coached Nigerian club sides including Bendel Insurance, the Academy Warriors and Udoji United. With Sports Update, I'm Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
And that's nationwide for today. We thank you for watching. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Bye for now.